is absolutely magnificent. There's loads of stars out. It's a really clear night. Hello there. So in today's video I've come up to Ribblehead Viaduct for a bit of a car camp. Now it's pretty peaceful so far apart from the wind. Not sure yet if I'll be able to get any drone footage because it is quite high winds at the moment, but I'm going to try. But what I'm here for is specifically for sunset, sunrise, and I've got a shot in mind that I've been thinking about for a while. Ribblehead Viaduct, I've seen quite a lot of sunset and sunrise photography here, but I've never seen blue hour with the last embers of the sunset in the distance. You know, that line of sunset you get at blue hour. So I'm going to try and get that. Now I might need to send the drone up for that, assuming the wind dies down enough for it to be stable. But that's the plan for later. Sunrise tomorrow morning. I'm considering sending the drone up and out over the viaduct to go the other side of the viaduct and look this way, get some photos of that. And with a bit of luck, I've set my alarm for 3 o'clock in the morning when the galaxy should be up, and it's a nice clear night tonight, so I'm hoping maybe to get some Astro photography as well. That's all to come later. We're only about 6 o'clock now, sunset's about 2 hours away, so I'm going to get some tea on and we'll make it towards the viaduct. There we go. Spaghetti carbonara boiled in the bag, well, in the pot. It's nice and warm, very tasty. I know what you're thinking, have I been crazy enough to cook that with gas in the car? Well, yeah. But I have had the door and that window open, so it has been well ventilated. And I will be disconnecting the gas later, so perfectly safe. I'm going to eat my tea, and then we'll get some actual photography. That's very nice. See you at the viaduct. I've come to what's something of a usual suspect for me at Ribblehead Viaduct. I've come to these outcroppings of rocks that you can see behind me, which are almost facing the viaduct, but they're just a little off from it, so you're looking kind of down the viaduct. Now that's kind of the shot I want. Now, we haven't got any cloud in the sky, in fact it's almost too perfect, apart from the wind. We are in golden hour now. The sun is going to set behind, I think it's Whernside. Now, as it does set, it's going to cast some nice light on the mountains opposite. If I turn you around, I can show you what I'm looking at. So that's sort of the composition I've got, and as you can see, I've got these mountains just forming part of the image there, and the viaduct leading nicely into the scene there. I'm hoping, as the sun sets, we're going to get some nice light on these mountains. As you can see, there's no cloud in the sky. And given that there's no cloud in the sky, that means there's literally nothing to reflect any colour. Okay, so I think I've got the best shot I'm going to get from here at golden hour. I don't think I'm going to get any sunset from here. So I'm going to move back towards the car to try and get some pictures of blue hour as the sun disappears and a little bit of the embers in the sky. I think that's going to be the best bet from here now. Now, later on, at about 3 o'clock in the morning, I'm going to come back here to this spot, or more or less this spot, as safely as I can. I'm going to try and get some astrophotography in, assuming that have got a clear sky, so I can't make any promises. But I'm going to set my camera up ready for astrophotography as soon as I get back to the car. Now, to give you an idea what those settings are, I've only got my 28-200 at the moment. So I'm going to set it to 28mm, which is its widest. I'm going to set it to f2.8 aperture. I'm going to set the ISO to 1200. And I'm going to set between 3 and 5 seconds on my shutter. I am going to have to tweak them as I go, because I might get some movement in the star trails at those settings. But we'll come on to that when we come to it. For now, here's my golden hour shot. Okay, so while I'm waiting for the sun to completely go down, I'm waiting for blue hour. Got myself a nice cup of coffee on. Got my favourite cup. That is a replica cup of one of the greatest lenses ever made. The Nikon 24-70 f2.8. The first one, not the second one. Oh, that one's a cup. I'd say we're about an hour away from total darkness. That's going to give me time to have a brew, a bit of a chill out, and I can get set up. There's a little hill just opposite the car that looks directly at the viaduct and Whernside, so that's where I'm going to get that shot. I haven't fully decided on the sunrise yet, and I haven't decided on the Astro yet either. I'm going to have to play that one by ear. Okay, so we're well into the blue hour now. I'm even having to use my light, which is a rarity for me. We have got a bit of a glow over the Wern side. We can just about make out the viaduct in the landscape. I was lucky enough to capture a train going over it at a long exposure, so that's a good shot. So I'm going to get a couple more just to make the best of the location, and then it'll be a case of setting up for my astrophotography later on. So far it's looking a really clear night, so I'm really looking forward to that. I haven't yet decided quite where I'm going to go or where I'm going to go for sunrise either, but we'll see. So if these shots are any good, I'll put them up. Okay, so it's only about 20 past 10, so it's not that late, but since I'm up at 3 o'clock in the morning, I'm going to get to bed. I think the plan for tomorrow, get up, do some astrophotography, maybe catch a brew and drive a little bit further up the road to try and get a different perspective, ready for sunrise. Sunrise is about 5:30 in the morning, so I'll have roughly 3/4 of an hour after doing the astrophotography. So yeah, trying out the new mattress. So far everything's more comfortable, and doesn't seem to be any knobheads around this time, which is a big plus. I'll bid you good night, and I'll see you at 3 AM. Night. Well, good morning. So you're joining me the next morning. It's about 3:30. I'm making my way down to the location. There's absolutely no way for me to show you, but it is a gorgeous clear night. There are loads of stars out. I think we're in some great photos, so I'm going to get to where we're going to shoot. I'll meet you there. Okay, so I'm actually set up, looking both towards the viaduct and the mountains in the background over there. I've taken several different shots, several different compositions, some looking at the viaduct and some looking over at the mountains. Now, the sweet spot seems to be about 2 to 2.5 seconds. I've pushed it up to 3 and 4 seconds, but it is introducing a bit of movement in the stars, so the sweet spot seems to be about 2 to 2.5 seconds. So I've fired off a few shots of those. We're still on ISO 1200 and it's an aperture of f2.8. Now the trick with astrophotography is to find one of the stars in the viewfinder and then manually focus on it till it's pin sharp. That seems to work, so I'm going to fire off a couple of those shots. Unfortunately there isn't much I can show you at the moment because this V10's absolutely pants in the dark and I haven't got a camera with me that can actually video what I'm seeing. But it is absolutely magnificent. There's loads of stars out. It's a really clear night. Let's hope it translates nicely on the photos. Okay, so I'm now back at the car. I've driven about 3/4 of a mile up from where I was. And what I'm hoping will be a good composition. Now, it's going to be quite sketchy because I'm going to be on the side of the road, but I should get a view of the viaduct and the mountains in the background when the sun rises. Now, we are about another half an hour off that event happening. So I'm going to take the time to actually find a composition and get set up. Okay, so I've found essentially my sunrise composition. I'm sorry if you can't hear me over the wind noise. It is very windy up here this morning. Now what I'm doing, I'm going to have to handheld the shot because there's nowhere to actually pitch the tripod that's stable, and there is a wall in the way as well. So I want to be able to change composition easily rather than messing around too much with the tripod. I'm walking down so I can actually get a good view of the viaduct and the sunrise when it rises. Also being very careful not to be on the road because it is quite a dangerous road. So once I've got a composition, I'll talk you through it. Okay, so I've managed to find something of a good composition. I'll turn you around so I can show you what I'm getting. So this is the kind of composition I've got in mind. I'm looking at the viaduct just here. These mountains here with the sunrise just coming up over them. Now I've only just got the beginning of the sunrise at the moment, so we should have a full glow pretty soon. Now once again we've got a really blue sky, so not much cloud for reflection. So we're going to have a nice warm sunrise, and that's all we're going to get, I'm afraid. Now I'm handheld in the shot, but I'm still manually focusing because the landscape's really dark and there's nothing really to focus on for the camera. Something like the Sony A7R5 might focus better in these conditions, but the A7R3 doesn't handle really dark conditions very well. So I'm going to manually focus it and get my shots. Anything I get, I'm going to put up now for you. Well, we're back in the car because it's actually a lot warmer in here. Believe it or not, it's only 2 degrees outside, even though it's towards the end of April. Which reminds me that it's not quite summer yet. Managed to get a bit of sunrise. It was only a bit of a warm glow over the mountains, but the clouds have come rolling in. It's got misty on the tops of the mountains, and yeah, that's the I think that's the end of the light I'm going to get. I'm going to sit here for a few minutes more just to make sure I've worked the location as much as I can. But more than anything, it's been a great night. Hopefully you've enjoyed the video, and you'll join me in the next one. On that note, I'm looking forward to the next car camp. Hopefully in a few weeks' time it'll actually be a bit warmer. I think the next video I'm going to be going out with a workshop to do some waterfall photography, so I'll be getting a couple of videos of that. Hopefully you'll join me for those, and I'll see you then. Bye for now.